In this lecture, we're going to take a good look of the Game tab. Let's go to Unity. Now, the Game tab is the main one that you see here, and you can access it by going to the center of the screen, and if you're on Scene, click on Game. Now, something also, just in case you don't have it, you can always click on Window and bring the Game tab, which is Ctrl+2 or Command+2 on a Mac. Alright, once you have that, something you need to know is that right now, it says that by default it's on display 1. Now you can go on display 2 and so on. Now each display needs a different camera. So you can add cameras and say to which display they go. But if somehow you see this, know that you have to go to display 1. So do not change that yet. And the next step is that we are on free aspect. Now free aspect meaning that if you're on a Windows computer or on a Mac and the game is playing, then you can always resize the screen, right? Like right now, I can totally go to my web browser and I could play the game in my web browser and I could take the actual frame and start moving the frame, right? So remember that that's what a free aspect is, because your game can take any aspects that the object that it's inside. If it's inside of the web browser, know that the player will change the aspect of the game. So that's free aspect. However, it cannot always be free. You know, you can always have some kind of a movie, and 16:9 is cinematic movies. So if you click 16:9, this is the same view that you will have on an Apple TV usually, or anyone that's playing on one of those TVs nowadays. They all are 16:9, the majority of them. So know that if you know that your game will be on a TV, this is what you want, 16:9. All right, now how about if it's on a phone, right? What about if it's on an iPhone or an Android phone? Well, in that case, you do not see them here, but you can have them. How? Well, you have to go to File and then click on Build Settings. Once you're there, you will see that, I'm not going to go into too many details here, but by default, it has selected PC, Mac, and Linux standalone. How do I know that? Because it's blue and it has the icon here, the Unity icon that says that this is selected. And if you want to go on a computer, that's a device like a smartphone, you need to select iOS or Android. Now, you could not have them on the screen, and the reason why you don't have them is that you did not install them during the install phase. And if you want them, close Unity, go back to the installer like that we did earlier, and make sure that when you have the option of what you want to install, to select the iOS and the Android builds. Alright, so right now I'm going to click on iOS for iPhones, and I'm going to switch. How do I switch? Well, there is a button that says Switch Platform right at the bottom. So I'm going to click on this. That's going to be fast right now because I don't have that many assets. But know that the more assets you have, the more time it will take. Sometimes it can take literally 10 minutes to switch. All right. And once this is switched, I can actually close this window. And I know that it's switched because I see the icon, the Unity icon that's on iOS. I can close that. And now inside of my game, instead of free aspect, I have all the different iPhones and iPad sizes. So that's to see what your users would get exactly. I'm going to go for the iPhone 5 tall. Now the iPhone 5 tall is the same ratio as the iPhone 6 and 7 and 6 Plus and 7 Plus and the S as well. Alright, so know that it's fine, the ratio is identical. So what you will see here is what you will see on the latest iPhones as well. Cool, so this is the view, and guess what happened here? Where is the bottle, right? The bottle is gone, so that's why you want to try on different screens, because what's happening is that you think that your game is working great, but if somebody plays the game on an iPhone and cannot see the bottle, it's kind of a problem. But rest assured, that's why we have all those different sizes. If you go to the iPad wide, I'm sure we can see the bottle because we have enough room. So what you have to do is take that bottle and actually change your view by taking the camera and moving the camera. Now you can actually, in 2D, you can select the camera and move it easily by just taking one corner and moving that corner. So I am increasing the field of view here, as you can see. All right? And the reason why this is happening is because I'm on pan. But I'm not going to go into many details, but that's how you would do. So now that I've increased the field of view, I can go to game and I see the bottle. And if I go to the iPhone 1, the iPhone tall, I still not see the bottle, but that's okay. You have to keep going and you see that it's not part of the view, so increase that. There you go, and now it will be part of the view. Go back to game, and we can see the bottle now. All right. So you would do the exact same process if you want to go on Android, File, Build Settings, and here you would switch to Android and click on Switch Platform. And as you can see, there's different aspects for Android, but we're not going to go into too many details. I'm going to go just with 16 by 10. All right, now you can press play, and this is exactly what a player will have in your game. Right now there isn't much going on, but whenever you press play, you are simulating what the player will see. And something you want to do also is click on maximize on play. I repeat, maximize on play. What does this do? Well, it's going to maximize the screen size of the play game. So I'm going to press play, and it will take the maximum size. Okay, and it takes the whole Unity size here. All right. Now you can also zoom in by clicking on scale, and you can zoom in on objects. All right, and you can also zoom out. You can mute audio. Now we don't have any audio, but you can mute it. I'm not going to go into stats and gizmos. Stats is just to see how many frames per second and things like that you have. That's more advanced, so I don't need that right now. I'm going to remove maximize on play and press play again to stop. So there is no stop button. It's either you play or you stop playing. And by the way, the shortcut buttons to play is Control P on Windows or Command P on Mac. Alright, so that's pretty much everything you need to know about the game window. See you guys in the next lecture.